Hey everyone, it's Enderman 103 coming back to Enderman's G40 game, and I'm here taking America's and China's fifth turn. It's already round 5, and so that means we're a third of the way through the game, and it's not looking too great for the Allies, but we are holding on to a good chunk of our victory points, so we'll see how it goes in the near future. But for America's purchases, we'll start with, we've got 3 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 anti-air gun, 1 tank, 1 submarine, 1 fighter, and then we have an American destroyer, and we're limb-lacing a British destroyer. Alright, and so we have 2 combat moves, I believe. Yes, 2. We have 2 combat moves. So, first one into Siberia, we have an infantry and an artillery from the Soviet Far East going into Siberia against his cavalry along with a fighter for support. And then over here in Africa, we have an infantry and artillery from French West Africa walking into French Central Africa, and they're just going to liberate that for the French. So I guess I can move that up now. French go from $3 to $4 on the income tracker. So I'll just set up this battle over there, and we'll just roll that real quick and get right back to the board. Alright, so here we are for the Battle of Siberia. We have an American infantry and artillery along with an American fighter attacking his lone Japanese cavalry there. So we'll go ahead and roll this real quick, and hopefully we at least get 1 hit and the battle's over. So we have our infantry and artillery here at 2. Wow, both misses. Horrible, horrible misses. And our fighter at 3. Okay, so that is a hit. That's a 2. So let's set that aside. And then he has his cavalry defending at 1. And that's a miss. Oh, man, look at that. That was close, though. Alright, so we got the hit. We'll be removing his Japanese cavalry from the game, and we'll be taking Siberia, liberating it for the Russians. Okay, so here we are back at the board. We'll be removing this Japanese roundel from Siberia. So Japan will move from 50 to 49. And the Russians, I believe, who are at 19, will be moving up to 20. You can correct me here if I'm wrong. There have been a few income tracker mishaps, so wouldn't be surprised. And now we have the American non-combat moves. So to start, we'll get the around the board movement done. So the destroyer from C-Zone 10 is going to be moving 1 to 11, and then 2 into 64, and 3 into 89. And then the transport from 86 will be moving down into C-Zone 85. Alright, that's that side of the board. And over here we're going to do a little bit of the ship scattering that we did to start the game. We're going to be doing that again. So, the destroyer from C-Zone 16 is going to move up to C-Zone 7. The sub from 15 is going to move into 16. The carrier from C-Zone 9 is going to move 1-2 to C-Zone 15. The cruiser from C-Zone 10 is going to move 1-2-3 to C-Zone 25. I don't need that. And the destroyer, cruiser, and battleship in C-Zone 3 are going to move up 1 space to C-Zone 4. Transport from C-Zone 3 is going to move back to 2, pick up an infantry and a tank, move back up to 3, and offload those into Soviet Far East. Anti-air gun from Western Canada is going to move up to Alaska. The infantry from the Western United States is going to move up to Western Canada. The bomber from Alaska is going to move 1, 2, 3 to the Soviet Far East, and the transport that has movement left in C-Zone 3 is going to move 1, 2 into C-Zone 1. And that is it for our non-combat movements. So now we place our units. So 1 infantry, 1 tank, and 1 anti-air gun are going to go into Alaska. There. Like so. And then a submarine, an infantry, and a fighter are going to go in the Western United States. Fighter, infantry, and then the subs going in C-Zone 10. And then the rest is going in the Eastern United States, a destroyer, an infantry, and in artillery, except for obviously the British destroyer, which goes in Sea Zone 109. Then we have infantry in eastern United States, and an artillery in eastern United States, and then the destroyer in Sea Zone 101. Alright, so that's the end of our turn, and we can go ahead and recap. In Sea Zone 101, we have a transport and a destroyer. In Sea Zone 89, we have a destroyer. In Sea Zone 85, we have a transport. In Brazil, we have 4 infantry and artillery, and 1 artillery, I should say. In French Central Africa, we have 1 infantry and artillery. In the eastern United States, we have 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 2 AA guns. In the central United States, we have 4 mechs, 1 infantry, and a tank. That's the Atlantic side of the board. Then over here, in Sea Zone 10, we have a sub. In the western United States, yes, we have an infantry and a fighter. In western Canada, we have an infantry. In Sea Zone 1, we have a transport. And outside, I have a whining dog. I should let them in after this video. Wait, hold on a second. I'm almost done. In Alaska, we have an infantry, 2 anti-air guns, and a tank. In Sea Zone 3, we have a transport. In Sea Zone 4, we have a destroyer, cruiser, and battleship. In the Soviet Far East, we have 3 infantry, 2 tanks, an artillery, an anti-air gun, and a bomber. In Siberia, I forgot to land this fighter back in the Soviet Far East. So, in the Soviet Far East, we have 3 infantry, 2 tanks, an artillery, an anti-air gun, a bomber, and a fighter. In Siberia, we have an infantry and an artillery. In Sea Zone 7, we have a destroyer. In Sea Zone 16, we have a submarine. In Sea Zone 15, we have a carrier. In Sea Zone 25, we have a cruiser. And on the Hawaiian Islands, we have 2 infantry. Oh, and also in Iwo Jima, we have an infantry and artillery. Can't forget about that. We did just lose the Philippines this turn to the Japanese, so there's so much that the Axis have to pay for this game, and we're just building up, tooling up to do so. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and record China's turn, clip it on to the end of this video, and we'll get right to it. And before I take China's turn, I forgot to mention that we're making 53 IPCs for the Americans. 1, 2, 3. 53 IPCs, that's what they'll have to spend on their next turn. Alright, now we'll move on to China. Alright, here on China's turn, we have $10 to spend. There's the 10. We're buying 2 infantry and an artillery with it. And for combat moves, we have 0. And then for non-combat moves, we have also 0. So we're just going to buy units and place units this round. So the artillery is going to go in Yunnan. One of the infantry is going to go in Qichao, and one of the infantry is going to go in Sikang. Sikang, I don't know. I give up with China with pronouncing names. So we spent $10. We're collecting 5 at the end of our turn. As you can see, we're at 5 up there. So that's it for America and China's turn. So that'll be passed on to Prozac playing the United Kingdom. Good luck to you, brother. This is Enderman 103 saying peace out.